Hey guys, Jeff from Combined Pool and Spa here. Today I wanted to kind of just go over probably the number one question that I get on a daily basis, and that is how much does an in-ground pool cost? And the answer is it varies quite a bit. I would say that our average pool is between 35 and 55,000, and that would be for a vinyl pool. Obviously, when you talk other pools, concrete pools, fiberglass pools, things of those natures, yes, it's going to increase the cost. Some things that can increase the cost on a vinyl pool also is is basically the size that you choose. I would say on average, our average vinyl pool is 18 by 36, 50-50 on deep ends. Most of them are doing wedge style or a sport type pool. The wedge in the sport pool is a little bit more kid friendly as far as playing volleyball, basketball, things like that. But there are people that like to do, like to dive and things like that. So that's something that your family will have to decide on. Obviously, that's one thing that will increase the price. Also, is when you get into deep hopper pools, it does increase the cost just because of the fact that you have more labor, more excavation, things like that. So keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out whether you want a diving pool or you want a sport pool. Deeper, the more expensive the pool is. Another thing, it's as far as what makes increases the cost of a pool is the shape of the pool. Okay, so basically, a rectangle pool I think is going to be, obviously, is going to be the cheapest, and for a number of reasons. Not just because of the way that we have to shape the pool. If you go with a kidney or whatever, it's going to increase the cost because there's more hands-on labor. You can't really excavate it out as easy as you can a rectangle. Plus, one of probably the most popular things that we sell on an in-ground pool is a automatic pool cover, and that automatic pool cover works a lot better if it can be an under track situation running in a straight line. When you get into, there's some different applications, but when you get into a freeform vinyl pool or any pool for that matter, and it gets to be, and not a straight line, more contoured, you have to go with a universal track. And that universal track will definitely drag more cover across the concrete because it's not riding on the edge of the pool. It's basically a track that's mounted to the concrete. So there's another reason that rectangle is probably the best, because it's going to be cheaper up front to build a rectangle pool, and then it's also going to be cheaper in the long run because your cover fabric, if it's not dragging on the concrete, it's going to last a lot longer. Some other things that can increase the cost of a pool are slides, diving boards. One of the things that's really come on strong in the last couple of years is LED lighting. People that like to swim at night, they want to blow that pool up and make it bright, make it fun, and make it safe. And lighting, that can add quite a bit. It used to be the other way around with the diving boards and the slides and things like that, but those are some of the cheaper options that you can add. But just so you know, obviously with a diving board, your pool depth is going to have to increase, so that's going to increase the cost. The size of the pool has to be a certain size, so that's also going to increase the cost. So just kind of keep some of those things in mind when you're doing that. There's, extra costs around a pool. Believe it or not, I would say that 90% of the pools that we put in, the family will either add a hot tub there at that time or within the next year. It seems like pool and spa go together, and so if they have one, they have the other. So keep that in mind. There's some other costs that could that could come up. Some of the other things that are kind of hidden that people don't think about, when they call me, and when I give you a pool price, that's not the entire deal. That's not the whole package. We provide the pool, the install, the equipment, slides, diving boards, any options that you choose. Any concrete around the pool, your gas to the heater, if you choose to put a heater in, your electrical to the cover, to the pump, to the motor, to the lights, that's all extra cost, along with probably the number one, um, thing that people don't think about. You got some yard repair. Okay, so if you don't do a lot of landscaping and your yard's flat, and we decide to put a pool in and just put 4 foot of concrete around it, you're still responsible for that yard repair. Um, but most projects do need pretty heavy landscaping. So I think that's almost a great place to start, um, is to contact your favorite landscaper. Kind of keep in mind, what size pool you're thinking. So if it's an 18 by 36, let them know that. So when they're out there, or if you need me to come out there, you kind of know what you're thinking as far as size. So we can kind of figure that out, get that drawn up. They can get that drawn up and show you what it's going to look like around it, show you what we need for retaining walls, or whatever the situation is. But there's a lot of planning when putting a pool in, and there are a lot of costs that you need to get. It's not just the pool bid, it's not just the landscaping bid. It's maybe talk to your local electrician, your local plumber, a concrete guy. The number one thing that people always forget to, even though you have an automatic cover, you definitely have to have a fence, and it's got to be a 42-inch fence. It can be a wrought iron. It has to be around the pool. It doesn't have to be around the whole yard. It just has to be around the pool. That is city code here, and it is for pretty much the surrounding area. So just keep that in mind. But if you have any questions on any of this stuff, I encourage you to please give me a call, 605-334-6659, or my email address is jeffc@combinedpoolandspa.com, and I can answer any of these questions for you, and we can help you out in any way. That's what we're here for. Thanks.